This podcast is brought to you by the Washington State Department of Health. As we continue to listen, learn, and grow, we are amplifying Black voices and perspectives in an effort to start a new COVID-19 vaccine conversation. We're sharing stories intended to help us navigate this unprecedented time together and to co-create solutions in support of the Black community. Hear these stories at weconsiderwa.org.
Well, great balls of fire, Bubba. What happened, Buford? That crazy son of a Sal blew right through that four-way stop on Main Street and plowed into my cowboy Cadillac.
Your what?
My pickup truck. And I'm pretty sure my leg is broken, Ted.
Oh, quit your bitching, Buford, and talk with those side busters at the Advocates Law Firm. When I got busted up last month, well, shoot, they made sure those snakes at the insurance company played fair.
Boy, howdy. Even that creepy so-and-so Kyle earned his keep.
So if you get injured, the advocates get results. AdvocatesLaw.com.
What's up? It's your boy, the Ted Smith. Thanks for listening to the Men's Room Daily Podcast. Want more? Check out the greatest podcast in all the land, The Podcast. Be sure to subscribe and listen to a brand new episode every Tuesday night.
Unfortunately, what you're about to hear is real. The members of this radio program are simply not that bright, or what some people would call educated. They are merely stupid. They're not trying to offend anyone on purpose. And all have played doctors on TV. You have been warned and are cordially invited to join the party. This is the Men's Room.
Forget it, man, and get with the countdown. Get with the countdown. Shake this square world and blast off for Kicksville. The trippers, the grasshoppers, the hip ones, all gathered in secrecy and flying high as a kite.
This is the Men's Room with Miles and Thrill. You know what they say, shake your radio more than 3 times, and you're playing with it. You're listening to the Men's Room.
Hello, here we go. Welcome to season 17, episode number 3677. Along with Steve the Thrill Hill, the Ted Smith, and Mike Hawk. Montgomery! And you are the Men's Room. But today, the return of Who Sucks Less. We will play Profile This. Plus headlines, the Men's Room shout of the day, fun with listener emails, and everyone's favorite TV Time with Ted.
Clack, clack.
All right, here we go. Man in London gets herpes, and now he can only remember things for 30 seconds at a time. Bonus. Meanwhile, a New Yorker finds out if your sister cries at the hospital, the bill will reflect the ultimate crime. Florida family not shocked to find an 11-foot alligator in their pool. In New Orleans, it was an alligator that showed up early that day for school, and a Florida deputy is busted for DUI and is forced to do home confinement at my house. That is all coming on today's very special episode of The Men's Room.
And now, here's the question.
All the bitches, good day to you and yours. All right, did you know that if you are fortunate enough to visit the Sistine Chapel in Rome, Italy, you're not allowed to take pictures inside? Yeah, neither did actor Jason Momoa. He's in Italy filming a movie, visited the historic chapel, snapped a few pictures, posted the pictures on Instagram, and immediately got backlash from all those people who did know that you're not permitted to take pictures. Oops. Well, look, he didn't know, now he does. Then there's a man named Darren Harrison. You might remember his story from last week. He was the guy who was a passenger on a Cessna when the pilot suddenly became incapacitated. Well, Darren had 0 piloting experience, but he managed to land the plane safely. He didn't know he could. Now he does. And in California, a woman and her dog, they were attacked by a mountain lion. Now, it's a long, harrowing tale. Both survived. But anyway, thanks to their unfortunate encounter, the California Department of Wildlife, they published a handy 3-part guide. Part 1, if a mountain lion moves in your direction or acts aggressively. Part 2, if a mountain lion continues to move in your direction. And finally, Part 3, if the mountain lion attacks you. So I read their handy guide. I didn't know. Now I do. Although I would point out, you might want to avoid mountain lions. Anyway, but that's how life works, all right? There's things that you're fully expected to know, like how to read, how to write, basic math, how to use the bathroom. And then there's things that, for better or worse, we kind of learn on the fly. You know, like the Heimlich maneuver, CPR, mouth-to-mouth, or in the case of one of our listeners, how to properly rustle a monkey. You can't make this stuff up, but you live and learn. You live and learn. So that's what today's question is. We want to know, What do you know how to do now that you never thought you'd have to know?
Be part of the big show. Call 206-421-ROCK. Like the Men's Room on Facebook. Follow us on Twitter and Instagram at Men's Room Live. And send your emails to the Men's Room at KISW.com.
This podcast is brought to you by the Washington State Department of Health. As we continue to listen, learn, and grow, we are amplifying Black voices and perspectives in an effort to start a new COVID-19 vaccine conversation. We're sharing stories intended to help us navigate this unprecedented time together and to co-create solutions in support of the Black community. Hear these stories at weconsiderwa.org.
Oh, fiddlesticks! What, Wilbur? We just got hit and I think my back is all been out of shape.
You gotta talk with those whippersnappers at the Advocates Law Firm. They're the best injury lawyers around.
What? Pipe down, Clarence! Abner's telling me about the lawyers and the advocates. So what happened to you, Abner?
I was walking across the street with the light when some young punk came screeching around the corner. I lost a toe.
What? Shut it, Clarence! If you get injured, the advocates get results.
AdvocatesLaw.com.
Realtors abide by a code of ethics. This is Article 9 in action. Beth, a first-time homebuyer, knew nothing about the home buying process, except that she wanted to buy a home. But her realtor had the expertise to make sure Beth understood every document, even giving her copies to review with her lawyer so Beth could close on her first home with confidence. Complicated things explained in simple terms. The difference between an agent and a realtor is real. Realtors are members of the National Association of Realtors. That's who we are.
The debauchery rolls on. You're listening to The Men's Room with Miles and Thrill. 99.9 KISW.
Oh, but tell us away we go. Welcome to Season 17, Episode number 3677. What a large and a charge program we have for you. Guaranteed future repeat, the exciting return of Who Sucks Less. Steve, I don't know how you do it. You comb through various news sources.
The Globe.
Looking for negative stories. Somehow you find 3 negative stories each week.
I know.
You bring them to us, and we have to determine out of the 3 which one sucks the least. How are we looking this week?
We're talking about body leakage. I want to say that is the one thing that connects all 3 stories.
Leaking is never good. When is leaking positive?
Well, it depends if you're a whistleblower and the public should know something.
Okay, all right. Then
there's a leak, and you go like, all right.
You leaked some information.
I have to take a leak. It's relieving in the moment that I do it.
Yeah, but if it's leaking.
If it's leaking.
Right. You know,
that's a much different
If it's leaking, you have a problem.
I'm leaking.
If something is seeping, it seems like that would be a problem more so than, a leak is a leak, but.
I would rather leak than seep.
And this is, I'm assuming, things are leaking from someone's body.
That is correct. Okay. Intentionally.
Exciting return of Who Sucks Less coming up. Also today, as we do every Monday through Friday at 6, we head on over to the Odyssey app for the Men's Room Happy Hour, episode number 168. And today, it's the exciting return of the effing news. Now, if you do not have the Odyssey app, download it now. It's absolutely free. You want to search for the Men's Room Happy Hour channel. Mm-hmm. That goes live at 6 o'clock. If you go there now, there's not going to be anything on there. Keep in mind, it is an adult-only segment, as you get more Men's Room every Monday through Friday with the Men's Room Happy Hour. And I cannot believe we have done 168 of these.
I know.
That's quite the number. And today on the question, we're going to talk about what do you know now that you never thought you would have to know. There's all kinds of things that you know in your lifetime in general that you never really thought you would need to know how to do. But sometimes things like, if I look back in my life, there's basic things that I know how to do that my kids don't know how to do. Mm-hmm. I know how to do them. It's not really something it's not relevant now.
Well, that's the problem.
It was then when I did them, and those things don't really transfer over. Sometimes you get a certain type of job where you learn how to operate different kinds of machinery or do different things or work on different programs. And I think one thing I definitely remember, I worked at a concert amphitheater for a summer.
All right.
So I know how to I basically know how to run a boom lift.
Okay.
Which, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's not the most practical thing in the world.
No, practical is probably not the right word, but not a bad skill to have. But it's not an everyday application.
But I could get into a boom lift if there was a key, and I would have a pretty good idea. I could figure out quickly how to operate the machine.
Here's something that 3 out of 4 of us, Mike, I believe you're probably too young for this unless you did it in college, edited a reel-to-reel.
Yeah.
Those big old reel-to-reel machines, man, like nobody uses them, all right? And it's just antiquated. I mean, it's like a typewriter. Just no one uses them. And when I got into radio, it was still, here's your reel-to-reels. Right. This is how you set it up. Here's your razor blade. Here's your tape. This is how you edit on a reel-to-reel.
Look, do you think you could?
I could, but I will never do it again. Like, I still remember how to do it.
I'm not sure I remember how to do it.
But dude, you'd pick it up again in a heartbeat. But when does that ever? We work in radio. I promise you, there is not a radio station in this country that's still, maybe in college, but they're not still using reel to reel.
Well, okay, for an example.
But I know how to do it.
I can thread a 16
I like
millimeter.
the way it sounds, so we still use reel to reel.
16 millimeter film. So I can, I can splice film as well.
When do you think you will do that again?
Well, but my buddy Craig worked in a movie theater and he was the manager. He had to splice like reels together, like the big ass ones, and do that on major projectors, which was, to me, it was one thing to just have, something that I would set up in classrooms, because I worked for the AV department in the school. Where I would go around and set up movies,
push the big blue card around
with the reels, you name it. I mean, opaque projectors, all these dumb things. I would go in when a teacher would request, she'd put in a slip, then I'd show up at that period, deliver that stuff. So I knew how to do all those things, whether it was a movie or whatever. But when you walked in the movie theater, man, you saw like the reels that Craig was dealing with, man. They were huge, and the projector was huge, and all this stuff. I think.
When do you think you're more likely to? What is more likely? What skill set are you more likely to use first? Putting together a reel to reel or stringing up a 16 millimeter film projector?
Well, 16 millimeter.
Really?
Well, yeah. I mean,
I think you'll do that before you do a reel to reel.
I can do both.
I'm saying
either one. It might take me a little bit more time to thread the 16 millimeter. I'll figure that out. The reel to reel, I just got to figure out the reed heads so I know where the sound is.
Which one do you think, if you're going to do either one of them again in your lifetime, which one of them do you think you're more likely to be doing?
Reel to reel.
Yeah,
without question.
I
would do it, because I've got stuff on reel to reel. I've got like David Lee Roth.
But you listen to,
I got all this dumb stuff.
You listen to like vinyl every night. Like I could picture you for some reason getting into like splicing film.
Well, I definitely have all these.
But I think he's right with reel to reel. You're right. I can picture.
I just can't imagine us doing it. Like you're right. Like I haven't seen one in a studio in decades.
Right.
Yeah.
But I'm more likely to want to hear what you have on reel to reel than I am to want to watch whatever you splice together.
The difference is I have a box of reel to reels at home.
Yeah.
From just doing interviews, like Carlos Santana, where he said beautiful, probably no less than 30 times in 2 minutes. Oh man, things are beautiful. You're in a beautiful place, and Meriwether Post is a beautiful amphitheater.
Right.
I've got one of those. So one day I would want to go back and listen to some of that stuff. So more than likely that.
You just have to find a reel to reel machine.
Exactly. And I've got all kinds of. How about like stuff you don't even think? I know how to keep score bowling.
Yeah, I can do that.
No, normally when you go,
you don't have to anymore.
I know.
It's awesome.
That's what's. I agree. I like that. I don't have to do it.
It's a pain in the ass.
Yeah.
I could keep score at a baseball game.
I could do the same. I can keep a book at a baseball game.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure I might mess up a mark or two, but I would get the majority of the card right.
I've always wanted to, but I always get to the game too late, and I get too distracted to start writing it down again. I've always wanted to, for one game, to sit down there and actually write up the game.
Do it. Sure. Just do it, man.
I know.
But if you do it once, it'll be like Ted doing cocaine. You're never going to not do it again.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, that's
right. And I mean, the only reason I learned was just growing up, we played a bunch of baseball, and sometimes you didn't play, so you had to keep score. But like,
right.
I mean, I can. Not specific coaches. I just remember coaches being like, "What did he do at last? What did he do at the last at bat?" Sure. Like, yeah, he struck out looking, coach.
Well, not only that, but for an example, if I've been an umpire, I've been a basketball referee, I've done a lot of different things. You've run the scoreboard before for basketball.
No,
you did not. Or did you?
I kept score. The basketball team.
So, but that goes up on the big screen, doesn't it, on the board?
No. It's like a scorebook. It's like baseball.
Oh, you took a scorebook. Okay, see.
I would yell at the guy.
Right.
Clock!
Well, that's basically, if in basketball, you got to know when to start the clock.
Right.
When to hit the buzzer. What are you in a 1-on-1 situation? All these different
Move the possession arrow.
Right, exactly. So I can, in a very remedial way, I know how to operate one of those scoreboards. Not the best in the world,
sure.
But since I was a ref in basketball, I also know just by nature when that stuff should start, when it should stop. But it's still cool to hit the horn.
I mean, I think most adults that watch NFL, like you didn't plan to do it, but you've watched enough of it that like you know most of the signals the refs are going to make.
Mm-hmm. You make the hand signal just watching it. Sitting there by yourself, you know what I mean? I'm doing the holding, delay game, whatever it is. And I'm like, oh my God, what is wrong with me?
Right, and you get to the point, like, Mike, you do it. I know me, you, and Miles do it. You're just like, that's holding. How do you know? Well, look where it is in the backfield, dude. What do you think
you're already mad, right?
So our question, what do you know now that you never thought you'd have to know? The inspiration for our question today is the story that comes out of a mountain lion attack, which is nice. 2 women fought off a mountain lion to save a dog. The the woman rushed to save her owner. I'm sorry, the dog, the Belgian dog, whatever the hell it is, Malinois, rushed to save her owner after the predator attacked the woman first. The cat critically injured the dog, but the community has already donated almost $9,000 to help with vet bills. According to Erin Wilson, the dog's owner, she was walking at the White Bar picnic area in Trinity County when a mountain lion attacked her. It swiped at me, scratched my left shoulder. I yelled out for help from my dog, Eva. She was only a few yards ahead of me and attacked the lion. The cat did not retreat. They battled for a few moments until I heard her cry. The cat had her by the left side of her head. For the next several minutes, I tried everything I could to free her. Eventually, I ran to my vehicle for a weapon and flagged down assistance from a woman named Sharon. Together, we beat at the cat while yelling until my dog was let go. She described the horrifying hour-long trip to get to the vet over rural roads, with the dog convulsing for several minutes at a time. I did not think she was going to make it, but the vet told Wilson that her beloved hero dog had 2 fractures to her skull, a puncture into the sinus cavity, and swelling around the left eye, which impeded her vision. She reached out for the public for help, saying, "My dog is a hero. I owe her my life," and within a few hours, she had surpassed the goal of $7,500, which is what was needed to save the dog. The California Department of Fish and Wildlife issued information about the search for the mountain lion. They reported that Wilson drove herself to receive medical treatment. Her injuries consisted of bite wounds, scratches, bruises, abrasions, but are not life-threatening.
What else would it be? A knife wound? A bullet hole? Like, yeah, she fought a goddamn mountain lion. So, scratches, bite marks, abrasions, and bruises. We know.
The California
Imagine
Department...
if that mountain lion pulled a gun.
Or like hit her over the head with a bottle. Like, that's news. We understand. You're gonna...
What if the other mountain lions are like, dude, you can't hit people with bottles?
So they put out...
I was gonna bite you, didn't you?
Yeah, they put out some information on what to do.
See if you guys know.
In the event that, you know, you're attacked by a mountain lion.
I'm ready.
And this is because of this woman. So they just said, hey, maybe we should put this out.
Sure. All right. Can I see it?
You can. Let's say we're walking up the trail and you look right ahead and there is a mountain lion standing stopped in the trail. What is the first thing that you do?
I'm going to stop and stare him down.
There you go. Slowly back away.
I'm not going to run because then he's going to think I'm game.
Are you going to say anything?
No.
You going to do anything? You're just staring at him.
Yeah, I'll probably give like a... Rawr!
Yeah. Okay.
And then...
Should I pick up a rock and try to beam him in the head with it?
No.
Nah, that'll piss him off. I think you just stand your ground and make sure like he or she, mountain lion, knows you're not afraid.
For the most part, the mountain lion doesn't want any piece of you, so don't give it a reason to suggest.
Well, wait till we get to part 2. This is part 1, Mike.
Yep.
Guys, come on. You can stare at this mountain lion, but there's one important thing. See, I read this.
Slowly back away.
No, make yourself big.
Yeah. Oh, I was going to say, yeah.
I was going to say that. Yeah, no, you weren't.
Well, that's the only other thing to do.
I said, what else are you going to do? You said, I'm staring at it, and then you said you would growl at it.
Big animals growl.
Yeah, you got to get into the cat's mind. You got to bring those shoulders up just a little bit so you can get those haunches up and going. Then you just give them the little more.
Okay. What if that mountain lion starts to walk toward you?
Slowly back away.
Now, keep in mind, this is part 1 was you just see each other. Now, if part 1 does not work out for you, they get to part 2. Now it's coming towards you.
I'm going to give it the little fake out. You know, if there's some dirt or gravel, loose gravel on the ground, I'm going to just jut forward really quick and kick some of that dirt into his face.
I'm going to walk towards him.
Oh, brave Ted Smith.
Wow. All right, we're
Hey, got hit with another bottle.
Start from the very beginning.
The crazy ass mountain.
If the mountain lion stops or moves in your direction, attempt to appear larger by raising your arms and opening your jacket if you're wearing one. Wave your arms slowly and speak firmly in a loud voice.
I am scared of you, and I want you to go away.
What are you doing here?
I don't want any part of this natural goddamn nightmare.
Why are you on Capitol Hill?
If looking bigger does not scare the mountain lion off, without crouching or turning your back, start throwing rocks at his ass, branches, whatever you can reach in his direction, toward it, but not directly at it. Aim for the ground in front of it. Don't throw things directly at it just yet.
Well, what if you throw something in its direction, but like it ricochets and hits it?
These are warning shots. Well, you're not supposed to do that.
Well, no, I don't want to do that.
Yeah, you're not wanting to hit and unnecessarily injure the mountain lion, but you do want to show it that you can defend yourself and potentially injure it.
Yeah.
And that will hopefully deter it from approaching you any closer. With that said, your safety is the utmost importance, and the National Park Service won't necessarily prosecute you for harassment of wildlife if something you throw at a mountain lion does make contact. They're sure to put that in there. No kidding. You know what I mean? Like, okay, sue me, I'm alive.
The only
you can't sue me because I'm here because I hit the damn thing in the head with a rock. My bad.
The only reason I would throw a rock at a mountain lion is because I'm fighting for my life. What other reason do you think I'd roll to a mountain lion? Just like, hey, bitch.
Yeah, I'm going to pull a Steve the Thrill Hell, pull my D out and run at it.
Somebody here just says just furiously masturbate and a mountain lion will run.
During the initial stages of a mountain lion encounter, the idea is to convince the mountain lion that you are not prey, and you may be a danger to it.
I am not prey!
Oh, yeah. I'm crazy! I taste horrible! I smoked for 30 years!
Don't make me slap it, bitch!
What is it? Don't you want to bring a goddamn cat pointer on the laser? I mean, just put it in your backpack, right? Am I wrong?
I don't know.
The laser pointer?
Shoot him right in the eye like they tell you not to.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Stones and branches may not always be ready within your reach. They also recommend this. If you have something hard, like let's say you have, like if you have a water bottle.
All right.
Like Ted's got there, a metal water bottle. Hold on to that thing. And when they come out, you make sure that you have that in your hands as a weapon so you can bip them in the head with it. You know what I mean?
Bip it.
Oh, my God, anything I'm going to hit him in the head.
Yeah.
Bop.
That's right. What do you know now that you never thought that you'd have to know? 206-421-ROCK.
This podcast is brought to you by the Washington State Department of Health. As we continue to listen, learn, and grow, we are amplifying Black voices and perspectives in an effort to start a new COVID-19 vaccine conversation. We're sharing stories intended to help us navigate this unprecedented time together and to co-create solutions in support of the Black community. Hear these stories at weconsiderwa.org.
Well, great balls of fire, Bubba. What happened, Bilford? That crazy son of a Sal blew right through that four-way stop on Main Street and plowed into my cowboy Cadillac.
Your what?
My pickup truck. And I'm pretty sure my leg is broken, Ted.
Oh, quit your bitching, Buford, and talk with those side busters at the Advocates Law Firm. When I got busted up last month, well, shoot, they made sure those snakes at the insurance company played fair.
Boy, howdy. Even that creepy so-and-so Kyle earned his keep.
So if you get injured, the advocates get results. AdvocatesLaw.com.
Realtors abide by a code of ethics. This is Article 9 in action. Beth, a first-time homebuyer, knew nothing about the home buying process, except that she wanted to buy a home. But her realtor had the expertise to make sure Beth understood every document, even giving her copies to review with her lawyer so Beth could close on her first home with confidence. Complicated things explained in simple terms. The difference between an agent and a realtor is real. Realtors are members of the National Association of Realtors. That's who we are.
Room with Miles and Thrill.
KISW proudly presents Pain in the Grass. 3 big days, Labor Day weekend. Queensryche will be there on Sunday.
Singing Jet City Woman.
That's exactly right, along with George Thorogood and the Destroyers and Sammy Hagar in the Circle. That's just Sunday's show. By the way, there will be a men's room happy hour and a half party.
Yes.
I'm actually looking forward to that day because I've seen Sammy Hagar one time before it, and he was playing with Van Halen, but I know for a fact that Sammy Hagar is incredible live doing the solo thing. And I know for a fact that he really doesn't like this show that much. And the last time that we talked, remember when he called us?
Our specific show, yeah. What was he mad at us about?
He was mad because we were having fun with Chad Smith and
I think he was mad. I think he was more jealous.
Oh, really?
Because he wasn't supposed to be on.
Well, he called from the hotel room.
For some reason, like he called in the middle of the interview with the other guys, and he was fired up about something.
We were like, dude, you're a block away. He's like, well, I didn't know the station was that close.
Well, you didn't ask, did you?
Yeah. I was like, well, they walked up the street.
Yeah.
And he was like, well, you know, I don't know. Either way, Sammy Hagar Sunday. Alice in Chains breaking Benjamin and Bush on Saturday, September the 3rd. We kick off Pain in the Grass in the weekend, Friday with Incubus and Sublime. Those tickets are on sale now through Ticketmaster. All the details at KISW.com as far as the individual packages go and our passes to the men's room happy hour and a half party. All right, question. What do you know now that you never thought that you'd have to know? 206-421-ROCK.
I have a quick question for Ted. Now, Ted, you have done the Heimlich maneuver 3 times.
Correct.
And in theory, it seems simple. We've all seen it. I only see it in movies. But did you know you knew how to do it the first time you did it?
I think I'd seen somebody else do it.
Okay. So it's kind of a guess, like, all right, I think this is what they did, and then it works, and you go like, all right, got it.
How many attempts did it take before the object was dislodged? In other words,
the last one?
How many squeezes?
No, like the first one versus the last.
The first time you did.
I don't remember the first time because, I was...
No, try it again.
19, yeah. For some reason, it feels like it never works on the first. I feel like the magic number's 3.
Okay. All right.
And also, frankly, like, you get more scared.
So you get harder, like when it's not working.
Well, the last one I did was for, it was an 11-year-old kid. So it was like, I was very scared to hurt her.
Yeah, of course.
Well, you're trying
break
to go,
her ribs.
You're trying to go underneath the rib cage,
right?
Yeah. Ideally, you don't want to smack.
Ideally, but that's the problem. Correct. In the moment, like I got to try, but I don't know that I won't hurt you. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
It's like CPR. In theory, I know how it's done. Everyone's seen it a million times. We even did as kids. We did it on that doll thing they had, but like the doll wasn't alive or dead, so it didn't matter. The best you would hear is, "Hey, that's a good technique." I'm like, right. But this thing isn't alive, so we don't really know, do we?
Yeah.
If someone needed CPR, percentage-wise, how confident would you be that you could at least help them until real help arrives?
It has changed. So,
see, I don't know that.
In other words,
I would not know that.
They started with 2 different types. They would do single CPR, which was 15 compressions and 2 breaths.
All right.
Then there were...
See, I did not know that.
Then if there was a 2-person run on CPR, it was 5 and 1. Then they changed certain things about compressions and breaths, and I'm not exactly sure how they've changed that since the last time that I was taught it.
So does that mean that they changed it because the original things they told you they found out really doesn't work well? Again, I don't know, but like this is a life-saving technique.
I believe they took the breaths out.
Right, we have an update.
Don't listen to me on this. I don't know.
That's what I'm saying.
I'm just going on with
definitively changed, though.
Yeah. I think, look, at the end of the day, if somebody's in that bad of shape, I think anything...
You're going to give it a try.
You got to help.
Yeah.
But like I said, I might just be doing it for show because other people are looking. Because I'm telling you right now, I don't know. I have a rough idea of how to do it, but like you just went through all the numbers of chest compressions versus, like, I don't know that part.
Okay.
I'm just going to start pounding your chest and screaming, "Damn it, man!
It doesn't even
don't leave us."
It doesn't even have to be that serious. I found out that flowers in different colors mean different things.
Yeah.
This is something that I had no idea about. I was going to pick up flowers for some type of occasion, obviously for the wife. Have no idea what that occasion was.
It was Valentine's Day.
Could have been Valentine's.
I remember
could have been a birthday. I'm not sure. Either way.
It was Valentine's.
We know. Valentine's.
I go to the florist in Ballard or whatever it was. They were doing, but they have all the flowers in different coolers. So when you walk in, you can actually see them. Some were already prepackaged in boxes and all these things. I was like, well, I'm here. I'm going to get a vase, do it that way. So I don't need to construct this when I get home. Like I am buying basically what I'm taking home. The white flowers, white or yellow, whatever means friendship, apparently.
I feel like you got yellow.
They were not open all the way, but they were big and they were almost ready to pop.
No, I think you said you got orange.
No, maybe, no.
I thought you said you got, because you were like, they looked cool. Because that's how guys look at it. Like, ooh.
You got yellow. The meaning of yellow rose is
friendship. Okay, so I did not know this.
Why would you know that?
They looked good. Like if you were to go to
I knew roses had different meanings.
Did you?
Yes. Just because when you buy roses for like maybe somebody in your family or like a friend, like I just looked them up once and was like, red roses are just love. The one thing I'll give you crap for, she's like, why didn't you get red? It's Valentine's Day.
Yeah,
because
they're white roses.
Because they look horrible.
But sometimes you think you're switching it up. I think Miles' approach was, ooh, look at all these different. You know what? I'm going to be different, damn it.
You have to remember,
everyone gets red roses.
I was late to the game, so a lot of these were already in boxes. And what was left was almost like the florists themselves were avoiding these to put them in because they just
because it's Valentine's Day.
Because they were all jacked kind of, but these were not. They look lovely. So I figured, and they looked like they would open when they got home.
Right.
They had more life to them than the others were open with some of the petals falling off of them and discolored and disfigured. I mean, these were the kids you pick last for dodgeball. That's what's left of these roses. So I thought, man, I did the right things, and I got a really nice vase. Took it home, and the look was just of absolute disgust.
Really?
Of course, it was the wrong color.
But why would anyone think you would know that? Look, I did not
know that was a thing. It's one thing I never thought I needed to know.
Right.
Look, I've dated girls that don't know sports.
Sure.
They know enough not to show up at a sporting event with me dressed as the referee.
No, I mean...
So I'm just saying, it's Valentine's Day. Like, just get red. Have you ever seen anybody give somebody else yellow roses?
No, and that's why you think to yourself, I'm going to do something different. I'm tracking with you now, Ted, and in retrospect, it sounds stupid, but I did not know this until Miles told me. He's like, dude, listen to me. If you don't learn anything else, if you buy your wife roses, make sure they're red. I'm like, hell difference does it make?
There are so many different colors, too.
But all right, what do they mean?
But they look cool.
So the first thing that you get is white roses. Anybody know what the meaning of white roses is?
No idea.
Is that sorry?
Sympathy.
Something
You
having
feel
bad?
I don't know. Don't you wear white roses when you dress up in like prom and stuff?
There you go. Purity, chastity, and innocence is what white roses are.
Okay.
Purity. So what? Okay. So situationally,
right?
I hear what it means.
Prom, go white rose because Dad will be there.
What if you have a lapel? Is it white?
A fitting way to honor a friend or loved one in recognition of a new beginning or a farewell.
So if you were, a wedding would be appropriate.
There you
go. I could wear that.
Or you're quitting your job after 30 years.
People, right? I mean, like weddings and stuff. It's almost generally it's going to be a white rose.
Now, not to be confused with the ivory rose.
Oh my God!
The ivory rose means charm, luxury, and elegance. Says it's
So I would use that at your wedding, not to give you, but like on your wedding table.
They're often used to make an elegant presentation and can provide a calming vibe and a sense of luxury. So there you go with the ivory. Yellow roses.
Ivory, baby. I thought they were white.
Next down in the succession, yes, you have your yellow roses, which is not only friendship but also care and remembrance. So, yes.
Well,
I care about you,
I care
Fred.
about you, and I remember when we had sex 5 months ago. Happy Valentine's.
Gifting a yellow rose to a friend conveys warmth and affection and can be a great way to show your delight.
All right.
I mean, not bad for Valentine's Day.
No.
But what's the situation I would do? I'm trying to think. Right, the white and ivory, like ivory, like, all right, we're decorating a place. White, it's an event. I kind of understand. These, I'm like, I don't know.
Who's the girl that always watches your kids and cooks food and stuff? Like if you and your wife were going to get her roses, you could get her yellow roses.
Thank you, Ted. All right,
okay. There's a prime example.
But
if you as a dude have a girlfriend,
we brought her tequila instead.
Oh, there you go.
No, but now I get it.
Right, so if I showed up to your house, right, you're having people over, and I buy yellow roses. You're like, all right. If I show up with a dozen red roses for your wife, you'd be like, that's kind of strange, Dad.
Well, could you imagine going to a party and like you bring bring something. You bring a bottle of bourbon, like that means love, right?
Exactly.
What?
Come on,
I didn't know that. You should have brought vodka. You know that means friendship, right?
Miles, the problem is that like, look,
that means you want to kiss me.
He can go down that whole list. I don't know. I just know white, red, and yellow.
I get it. You're just sticking like, hey man, stick to the playbook.
You've also got
it's Valentine's Day. Go red. What else?
You've also got the peach roses.
All right. Okay. Those actually look really good.
They're beautiful, aren't they?
Yeah, they are.
And they mean modesty, genuineness, and sympathy. Commonly given to celebrate a business deal or an arrangement and can be a sign of loyalty.
Sympathy, though. I mean, does that mean like I'm sorry your mom died, but also, hey, thanks for the job? Or I mean, like, which one is it?
I suppose it could also be just a multitude of uses in that particular regard. So
it's multifaceted.
Orange roses.
I think those look pretty cool as well.
They are. They're beautiful.
And what does that mean?
An orange rose. Happy Halloween.
Right, you'd think, but no, it's for passion, desire, and fierce love.
Ooh,
so wait a minute.
So like Megan Kelly, Machine Gun Kelly, Megan Foxlove?
Do I give that to someone I am married to say I'm horny, or do I give it to someone who I really, really like, but you can't say you like? You know what I mean? So like, I'm hot.
You're
for you.
dating, or
right.
You're interested.
It says whatever feelings you might be bubbling over with, enthusiasm, passion, or gratitude, orange roses will get the message across with both oomph and excellence.
Do you think that the person who gets those roses understands that?
I don't know. Well, somebody here says rose colors having meanings is BS. This is coming from a woman.
Thank you.
There's a whole
obvious.
list of it. I've seen the whole list. I can't tell you what any of them mean.
Right.
I just know where red roses belong, white roses, and that damn yellow.
But they're the pink roses.
No, but that's like drive the speed limit.
Trust me, it does.
No, I know we're not. Drive the speed limit, bro. Whatever else you're going to say, stay in this lane, drive the speed limit, period.
I dated a girl once for like a month. And I remember saying, she was like, I don't want anything for Valentine's Day. I said, okay. And I talked to my mom. My mom said, she's lying. You got to get her something. So I got her I got red roses. Mm-hmm. that look like a hero.
There you go.
Should have gotten an orange, huh?
Well, they don't make fake or yellow ones.
What, you got a fake roses?
I'm just saying.
No. I'm just saying.
Sorry. I was like,
I'm really just giving Miles a hard time. I was like,
that's right.
I can't believe you walked into a rose shop on Valentine's Day and went, hey, give me the other color.
I like doing different stuff.
You got anything shaped like a real human heart?
I've got red roses, no less at this point in time, 50 times in my life.
There you go.
I'm just looking around, and it's like, when you pick up lettuce and it just looks all wildy and crappy. Maybe I'll get a different kind of lettuce because this doesn't look real good right now.
It's the path less
the Boston lettuce looks better. I'll take that this time. Where the romaine kind of looks like crap. That was basically what I was doing.
Yeah, you did it wrong.
I know.
And you're right. I get the iceberg.
Just fight through the romaine.
I get the romaine might look weird, but you make it a damn Caesar salad.
Right.
Well, that's what
get the romaine.
Cover it and dress it. Okay. Get more baby's breath. What was the other color you got there, Mike?
We also have pink roses. We got a handful more colors.
What else?
Dude, there's a whole list.
There is.
How many different emotions can there possibly be?
What pink means? Is that back to being a little girl?
Sweetness, admiration, and joy. It says whether they're for your best friend, fiance, or ever dependable coworker, a pink rose bouquet will create a bright spotlight.
So if you gave a coworker a pink rose, they would know.
No.
They would know that you were not interested in them.
Correct.
You just appreciate them as a person.
Right.
Okay.
I think they would know it's a gift.
You have to.
But again, if you got them red roses, they would know something's weird.
See, that's the next one on the list is red roses.
You have to explain it to HR.
Red roses.
She was uncomfortable. You gave her a dozen roses. Hey. I gave her a dozen pink roses because I appreciate her as a coworker.
You can't give her the orange roses because that means straight fire, right?
That's right.
Okay.
Like we're getting it on with the orange roses.
I'm burning for you, baby.
However, the red roses mean ultimate love, passion, and longing. It says whether it's for a birthday, Valentine's Day, or just to express appreciation on any day, there's no better than a bouquet of red roses to share your feelings.
All right.
Then you have lavender roses, which I did not know existed.
Come on, man.
But they, of course, mean majesty, fascination, and splendor.
What situation? When have I ever felt that?
They're used.
What is the occasion where I feel those emotions?
It's people that express themselves through flowers. It says these roses are used to express fascination and adoration.
Yeah.
People?
Yes.
Okay.
How about
have you ever received roses?
No.
Okay, I don't think it's people. I think it's 50% of the population. I really do. I don't think it's everybody.
Right.
I think it's some people.
That 50%.
Well, outside of a wedding or prom, I don't think generally dudes get flowers to begin with.
Somebody walks up
you
to
do
them.
At your funeral.
At the wedding, someone walks up to you and puts it on you because they've got 6 of them and they brought it out from like the refrigerator and you didn't even know they existed.
Miles, you never got green roses?
Green roses.
No. Green roses?
Hang on. It means I have monkeypox.
Oh,
I mean, it's a word.
Meaning harmony, peace, and health. Says as a gift, green roses symbolize best wishes for a prosperous new life or wishes for the recovery and good health. So, if somebody's in the hospital bed, you need to get them green roses.
They're going to be pissed. Like, brother, you bought me green roses? Hey, man, they mean, give me some Did you not hear Ted?
So you send
roses.
You send green roses to people in hospitals?
Yeah, because you're wishing them a speedy recovery.
Now, who do you send blue roses to?
Ooh.
Yes.
Ooh, somebody who you used to were with?
So close. Unattainable love, desire, and mystery.
Does that mean you're like a stalker? Like, who would I say?
Right.
You're my unattainable love. I'm crazy. You should maybe get a restraining order.
I don't think you know who gives you blue roses.
Oh, you don't sign the card.
Yeah, I don't think so.
Not if you don't want the restraining order.
Whoever gave you blue roses is married. That's what I'm reading out of that.
And then of course them cheating roses.
He said blue roses. Like, I guess I'll send him to Brett. He's from St. Louis. He's a Blues fan.
So it's not acceptable to say I sent my mom red roses. That would not be acceptable, would it?
No, that's ultimate love.
It's ultimate love.
All right,
you love your mom.
All right, but it's not incestuous.
I think that's the other acceptable thing. Right. I think it's only weird if you give a dozen red roses to somebody else's wife or girlfriend.
So I can't send a dozen red roses to, I don't know, Mike's fiance.
No, send her the blue ones and don't sign it. You know what she's getting.
Now, wait a minute. You finally get to get the yellow ones correctly, and you're going to piss off Mike.
All right. And then finally, we all know what to do with them black roses.
Does that mean I hate you?
Send them to your golf ex?
No, because my brother years ago in college, I don't know what he said they didn't get along. That tells me they had sex. Something went wrong. Anyway, he sent her a black rose. All right, but he did it anonymously. He said about a week later, he came back to his dorm. There were a dozen black roses waiting for him.
Oh, God.
So I'm just assuming it means hate. I hope it means
You know what, though, man? Are these things real?
No, they just die.
First of all, they're not cheap.
Right. It says commonly used during Halloween, they represent death and the ending of a feeling, idea, or relationship. Like blue roses, black roses are not created naturally, so they represent mystery and elusiveness.
So why do they come in a love box?
Because you're like, I really hate you.
Yet again, you give them to your goth girlfriend.
Oh, my God.
I also would say, if you can hear my voice, somebody listen to me. We're talking so much about flowers. It's not her birthday. It's nothing. Just stop and get some flowers. Take them home tonight.
Mommy!
Be a hero.
That is a good call.
Keep the vase and keep that bitch full, man.
Yeah.
Make sure they're red.
You talking about the vase or the woman?
Both.
I just want to make sure the mic's like, keep that bitch full.
One begets the other.
Yeah, right? Okay, I got to be honest with you. If I went into a florist and I saw these black roses, I think they're badass. I'd be like, dude, is this acceptable?
Thanks, bro.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, they look cool.
They do look cool.
I like the idea that you are going to trip up on this again.
No,
and I'm saying then we'll spend another 13 years with Miles going, I don't know what happens. Valentine's Day, I got her black roses.
They kind of have a red tint to them. If back in the day I saw these and they were the ones that were the nice ones, I'd be like, dude, is this okay to get
On Valentine's Day, you give your wife black roses?
Black magic.
I don't know a lot, but I know that ain't going to fly.
I think we all know one person that would like the black rose.
Oh, yeah. Pound cake.
That's what I was thinking.
That's a woman.
Yeah, sweet and dense.
Homegrown and down home. Our question, what do you know now that you never thought that you'd have to know? 206-421-ROCK.
This podcast is brought to you by the Washington State Department of Health. As we continue to listen, learn, and grow, we are amplifying Black voices and perspectives in an effort to start a new COVID-19 vaccine conversation. We're sharing stories intended to help us navigate this unprecedented time together and to co-create solutions in support of the Black community. Hear these stories at weconsiderwa.org.
Realtors abide by a code of ethics. This is Article 9 in action. Beth, a first-time homebuyer, knew nothing about the home buying process, except that she wanted to buy a home. But her realtor had the expertise to make sure Beth understood every document, even giving her copies to review with her lawyer so Beth could close on her first home with confidence. Complicated things explained in simple terms. The difference between an agent and a realtor is real. Realtors are members of the National Association of Realtors. That's who we are.
$20 million, $19 million, $6 million. These are all awards recovered for clients of Phillips Law Firm. To win big, you have to fight big. And Phillips Law has been fighting the too-big-to-fail insurance industry for decades. Not every case will have a multi-million-dollar outcome, but Phillips Law will fight just as hard to recover the outcome you deserve. If you or a loved one has been injured in a car accident or on the job, call or click today at 1-800-JUSTICE or visit justiceforyou.com.